Each LEP has a strategic economic plan that they've agreed with government. The overarching priority of our SEP is actually to encourage bright ideas and bright young people to remain within Thames Valley Berkshire. And that includes providing workspaces within the area as well. We found that there is a lot of managed workspace, and that's quite traditional, but we don't seem to have very much in terms of modern co-working space. We recognise that there is a need for that. One of the investments that we've carried out is putting money from government into Thames Valley Science Park, which is going to be opening in March of 2017. That's going to be an incubator workspace in it, but I think in addition to that we've recognised that there's a need for other additional co-working space. We have also invested in seed-funded an initiative called Connect Thames Valley Tech, and there's a space called Grow there, which has been sort of a magnet for lots of young tech companies, particularly to come and work innovatively and share ideas, and they can pay as they go for working space. What we want to investigate now is what are the options for us to actually have a provider come in and potentially have co-working spaces in key centres across Thames Valley Berkshire, close to train stations, for example. We work very closely with our local authorities at a number of levels. From what we've learned, it's very important for the local authorities to be very clear from the onset on what they're hoping to achieve from having a co-working space. It's not likely that you're going to get a high rate of return initially, so they have to accept that. And maybe look at it in the much more longer term. It depends what they're looking for. Is it a social investment? Is it making a vibrant town centre? Is it purely commercial? So they have to sort of take that into account. We've had an audit done, so we know what exists out there, but it's been very difficult to pin down what the demand is. And that's one thing that local authorities again need to do in the future, is actually ensure that they're actually capturing that data so they have a very, very firm evidence for demand for co-working space in their area. Saying that, however, I think one of the things that we've learned from speaking to other providers such as Central Working up in London is that sometimes you may just have to take a bit of a leap of faith, and because we haven't captured that demand, because there isn't a sense of what the demand is, we expect there's a kind of an unmet need. And so what you probably have to do is let people know about the options that there are available for them, and that there is this potential to have co-working space and what the benefits are. If you build it, people will actually come and start using that facility, maybe starting a small way. The LEPs and local authorities can actually seed fund something and act as a trigger, a catalyst for things happening within that area, and then that may lead to other developments as well. The whole reason for us doing this is to encourage economic growth and more SMEs and new startups. But if you're not able to provide them with the grow-on space, then they're actually going to go outside of Berkshire, outside of the southeast potentially as well. So I think again, working closely with local authorities and having a plan of development space within your SEP is actually very important.